you guys like my shirt? Oh, my people, this is probably my least favorite meta we've had in a long time. We've had some time to settle into the Darth Revan meta, and I personally am doing fine. I'm doing fine with my current team, but I have to admit, based on the way this meta is going, I do not like it very much. In fact, it's probably my least favorite meta in quite a while, even more so than the Jedi Revan meta, and I'll tell you why. And I've got 4 counter teams to cover in this video, and we'll get to those in a second, but I want to preach for a little bit about mods and how essential mods are to this meta. We've known for a long time, it really just comes down to whose Basilisk Sean Fallen goes first. It's not about Darth Revan going first. It's about who can get those debuffs off first, and that's the team that's going to most likely win. My Basilisk Sean Fallen is one of the fastest on my shard, has been for a long time, and so I've personally not had much of an issue doing well. But if you don't have a faster Basilisk Sean Fallen, it's going to be very challenging for you. In the Jedi Revan meta, mods were important, don't get me wrong. For that, it was, which Jedi Revan goes first. It's going to be easier if you can get that mark off first in the battle. But look, people were not just dying without faster Jedi Revans. A lot of people were still managing. It was just maybe a bit of a slugfest. It was, long mirror matches, which were maybe a little bit sweaty, hard to manage. But in this case, the mods are just so much more important, and it just gets miserable when all that matters is mods, because if you don't have the fast mods, you might be farming these mods, you might be prioritizing them, but there might be 5 guys in your shard that have just hit the RNG better than you over the years, and they've got 1 point faster than you. Their Basilisk Sean's going to go first, and it's game over for you. I don't like metas like that, and so in my opinion, this is my least favorite meta we've had in a long time. I hope things change to make it a little less mod dependent. 1 point of speed makes a massive difference in the current meta. But that said, we are here, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about counter teams in the current meta, and I've got 4 teams to share with you, and yes, one of them is going to be Darth Revan. Really, what it is one of them is going to be having 1 point faster in speed on your Basilisk Sean Fallen. But we'll cover that one last. I'll talk through kind of how I approach it in my own arena shard, and I'm going to do an actual live arena battle for you today. But the first team I want to talk about is Padme. We've all got Padme out there. She's in the wild. And this is actually a team and video that was shared with me by my buddy Angry Joe. I've got a link down below in the description to his channel. Go check that out. And you can see all the Russian writing there. So shout out to everyone from Russia. It stands out to me right away whenever I see Russian footage. Even the clock is different on this footage. But he's running Padme with General Kenobi, Anakin, R2-D2, and C-3PO. Now, what's really important on this is R2-D2 does need to go first before Darth Revan. So again, mod dependent. But that said, it does give you a bit of a leg up, as R2-D2 is going to have a pretty fast base speed of 169, which makes it a bit easier to beat Darth Revan out the gate. His base speed is 166, so that gives you a 3 speed advantage. Basilisk Sean going is a little less damning against this team as it is against a Darth Revan team, and so I'm mostly concerned if Darth Revan leads out the gate, he's going to hit Padme, and everybody is going to lose a turn, and on this team, that really sucks. And so R2-D2, he's going to stealth here. Right now, you can see here, R2-D2 does get the first turn for him. Very vital. He's going to leave himself open. And there, Darth Revan is going to hit R2-D2 with that ability. And he's only going to apply fear to R2-D2. And then, look at this. Padme is actually going to focus on, she's going to focus on Sith Trooper. And then they've got to attack Malak. They're going to actually do an AoE here. Or not an AoE, a mass assist on Sith Trooper. Darth Revan's going to do his shock. And then Anakin's going to be able to do his AoE right here. And then Padme is going to be able to get all of that protection up. And so at this point, they're going to focus on HK-47, maybe. But then look, we've got the counter up. And then we're going to focus that on Sith Trooper. He is going to be in the yellow right now. And then now he's going to try to stun Basilisk Sean Fallen. That didn't land. He's got some burning going on. He does take out Sith Trooper. And look at that. really great RNG. He was able to kick HK-47 out of existence. He wanted to avoid those big hits, and especially with a couple Jedi here on this team, HK-47 is a bit more of a liability. Malak almost drains Padme here, but then he's going to turn his focus over to Bastila Shan. Padme is going to get heal up. C-3PO is going to be able to call a little bit of assisting. That should take out Bastila. Not quite. There we go. Bastila's out of the battle right now. And then General Kenobi with all that courage doing lots of damage. And it's going to be a pretty easy battle from here. This is going to work. And I'm going to encourage you to go check out Angry Joe's mods. That I've got a link to his SWGoH.gg in the description. It works for him. That said, he's got great mods. And this is the team that he's running in his arena. You can see the arena team in his SWGoH.gg. This is the team he is using day in and day out. And so it's practical for him. A lot of people aren't running it because it is definitely very mod dependent. But then again, Darth Revan itself is mod dependent. And so there is option number 1, Padme with C-3PO, R2-D2, General Kenobi, and Anakin. Next up, we got a Jedi Revan team, and this is actually going to utilize Hermit Yoda instead of General Kenobi. So you got Jedi Revan, Jolie, Bastila, Grandmaster Yoda, and Hermit Yoda. All right, so the way this is going to work with Jedi Revan on Darth Revan, you want to get Master's training on Grandmaster Yoda. You do want to mark Darth Revan, avoid that mass turn loss at the beginning, and then it's going to be a matter of getting Yoda in a place where he can land the big hit. And so he's going to clear the foresight there with Master Stroke, and then he's actually, instead of spreading the buffs, he's gonna, because you don't have as much turn meter gain here because not everyone assisted on that direct focus. He's actually going to use his basic on Darth Revan here, which gets him down low enough that if we can just get all those buffs on Yoda and land the big hit, we'll be in a good place. So you can see Bastila Shan calls him here. We've got the mark. He's going to do the big attack, and boom, Darth Revan taking out right at the beginning of the battle. Now, you notice here, I had a lot of this, and this has to fall into place. You have to have the mods just right. Even this team, even Jedi Revan, the old meta, this is very mod dependent. It's going to be very turn order dependent. I mean, a few things go wrong there, and it's going to be tough to get that big hit landed on Darth Revan. And I mean, another factor is maybe you don't have enough offense on your Yoda, maybe you didn't do enough damage earlier, and you get the big hit primed perfectly, and Darth Revan's still hanging by a thread, and then you kind of get screwed. But if you can get that humming in the right direction, and Yoda is able to take out Darth Revan that early in the match, look at how decisive of a win this is. They've got it down here to just Bastila and Malak, but he's gonna, right now, what he really wants to do is get Bastila Shan falling out. Now he's going to be able to mark her. She should be taken out pretty soon. And oh, there goes Yoda, but Jolie should be able to revive him nonetheless. That's going to slow things down here, actually. Let's see here if he's able to get Yoda back in the battle. Here we go. Yoda's going to come back, and then Malak's taunting, being really annoying. Gosh, those passive taunts just suck. And so he might have thought about going for that right there, but without the offense up and the crit damage up, etc. on Yoda, decided not worth it. Now he's in the yellow. He's going to try it, and he gets him out with 44,000 damage, and this is where he could definitely auto. But even then, no, we're not autoing this. We're not taking crap for granted. Now, this next team, I hesitate sharing because this is very niche, and this is not going to be a super reliable counter, but this is something that NVR24 was able to get to work a little bit, and that's utilizing HK lead with IG88, T3M4, Jawa Engineer, and General Grievous. And what makes this actually work is that Jawa Engineer has a pretty critical ability that's going to give a lot of turn meter to Droid and Jawa allies, so the entire team in this case, and that ability is called Recalibrate. It also gives crit chance up and 45% turn meter, and he's actually a pretty fast character. Jawa Engineer has 165 base speed. That's only 1 point slower than Darth Revan, and so if you mod him right, there's a good chance you'll be able to go first. You're disadvantaged by 1 speed point. That's not an astronomical difference to outman, but that said, once again, it's going to be, I mean, even when you've got a speed advantage on the base speed, it's still hard to compete with some of these people in the speed mods they've got. Now, to demonstrate how unreliable this particular counter is, this actually is a loss. But you'll see kind of the idea of how this works. So Jawa Engineer got his first turn. He does get all that turn meter rolling, and then all of these droids are going to get quite a bit of turns. Now, the general idea here is you need to get General Grievous nice and charged up so that his AoE does a ton of damage. You can see here he almost gets Malak out of the battle here when he does his AoE all the way down there. If that would have taken Malak out, or if he's able to take him out on the next round, this would have been a win. And this is just the only footage that NVR24 had handy. But look at that. Look at the RNG there. If that just does a little bit more damage, it would have ended up being a win for these droids. They're still going to hang in there. Jawa Engineer is going to revive T3M4 there, and it's just a matter of taking Malak out at this point. And if it just would have panned out a bit differently, would have been a bit more reliable, but Malak gets the win there. So again, I'm demonstrating here that this is not a peachy combo, but it can work if you get the RNG just right. Bit of a long shot. And then finally, what I'm going to classify as the most reliable counter, of course, is going to just simply be the mirror match. And this is what I personally save in my grand arenas, because I do not want to have to worry about these other counters. None of them feel reliable enough to me, and even this team doesn't feel super reliable. But I'm going to show you how this works. So my Bastila Fallen will get the first turn in most of these, but my Darth Revan is not. And so I'm taking that first blow from Revan. It's actually, in this case, I do have the first turn against this particular team. That's really nice. And so we're going to lead off with all of these debuffs. Then his Darth Revan gets to go. And from here, I'm going to clear Sith Trooper's taunt. And the person you really want to focus on is Bastila Fallen. She's the one who can really trip you up. Against other teams, especially with Jedi, you might want to take out HK-47 first, just because he can become such a big damage threat. But there we go. We got Bastila Fallen out of there. Now I'm going to turn my focus to HK, unless I think I can get Darth Revan out. If he's got marked, then I will gun down Darth Revan. But when he doesn't, I'm going to focus on HK because of that. That's exactly why I'm going to gun down HK. As soon as possible. But look at this. We got marked right now, or we got death mark right now, and we've got assassination protocol. Let's take Darth Revan out. That's going to make this quite a bit easier. And then I love that wasted. Let's go for HK. He's taken out. And now we're just going to save Malak for last. I don't like worrying too much about him. We're going to use this on Sith Trooper. He's taken out. Malak's going to do his best. Let's see if we can't land some fear on him. And that will be a win. To be honest, that is one of the most decisive wins I've had in a while. A lot of these wins are really sweaty and really close at the end, but that is, in my opinion, the most reliable counter. And again, really the most reliable counter is mods, and that kind of circles back to why this meta in particular, not my favorite. All right, everyone, I hope this video was somewhat helpful for you. I wish I had some magic solution for Darth Revan teams with Malak. I just don't right now. It really just comes down to having the meta characters and having the mods more than anything. Even if you've got, and this is again why I just can't stand this meta, even if you've got all the characters, you've got the full meta team with Darth Revan and Malak, if you don't have the mods to get your Bastila Fallen going first, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle, and especially if you haven't ended up with Malak, it's going to be a very tough go. So what are your experiences in Arena right now? I think this is one of the more challenging times we've had in this game for Arena. Let me know down in the comments below, and I will do my best to continue to bring you ways to attack Malak teams. Hopefully there's something else out there that has yet to be theory crafted that can help you guys out, or maybe we're going to get some more OP characters coming up with Clone Wars that can have some more answers to us. We will wait and see. Again, let me know what your experiences are down in the comments below, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, my brothers, don't forget,
my dead body.